Powodzenia, chłopaki! It's time for the first MTB race this season 2020. We had already fat bike race in January. This is the first like non-fat bike, non-winter MTB race. It was actually a gravel race, so I would even call it a gravel race. Guys, this is very interesting. What am I doing here? I am collecting the data. I am not really racing here. I am collecting the data, which is really precious. So some stats at the beginning. My resting heart rate before the race, day before the race, so it was not because of being nervous, 58 beats per minute, the highest in my record. The HRV, 50, the lowest in my record. I wanted to see what happens if you race in such conditions. I mean, I was not tired physically that much, but it seems like mentally I was really stressed and tired. There are also some things going on in the business, in the family as well. This was the stats were telling me I was in red. Do not train, let alone racing. But I went for the race. This was also the charity race, as an influencer I wanted to promote this one. Last year there was 20-something racers. This year 150. So we were happy that all the money that we paid for the race went for some young boy. For some with some health issues, so I'm happy with that. Okay, this was 1 hour and 7 minutes race for me. I'm gonna show you on this episode how not to cooperate when you are riding in the group, because there was something going on. Like, guys don't have tactics really, even though this is not a road race. Tactics are very similar, but some just don't use it at all. They could just get some free seconds, even minutes on this race. But anyway, as you can see, the power data is there. I'm riding, my normalized power was 278. My average power was 260 something, 5 or so. And I think my FTP should be now at about 270 or 266, 270, something like that. I do struggle to get to the first group. This is the first group, so the leaders are here in this group. But when they slow down, I get there. I also just added some watts to get there, because I said no. Being in the middle of nowhere is bad for you. So I would rather wait for the next group, or just put some more wattage and be in the first group. You can see the guy in the black at the front. He's attacking here. He will go like 30 seconds ahead of the group, but then the group will catch him. But I think that at the end he's winning the race. So this is the group. We don't know anything right now, so we don't know what the pace will be. This is kind of like a beginning. You can see the white dot at the green line, the bottom of this video. This doesn't mean we are in 1/4 of the race, because this is 1/8, because you can see one lap on the red line, and then when the white dot goes to the end, it will begin again going through the screen, because I did record on 2 separate files. Thing number 1 here, if you're riding in the group, potholes. Don't bypass potholes. This is a very bad idea. Oh, and just behind me, like, the peloton just stopped. They crashed. There was the domino effect. They just almost all crashed behind us because of guys trying to not to get wet. So don't do that. If you're maybe just leading like one line of you have some guys in the line on your wheel, you can like say be careful or something. Or even show that there will be some pothole and then bypass it. But if you're riding in the group like 3, 4, 5 bikes besides each other, don't do it. You either jump or go through it. These are mountain bikes. There are some, like a couple of gravel bikes. You can do it on these bikes. Now I know that the first group is gone for me, because on each little climb, little hill, they would put like I would have to put about 450 watts to stay there for like 1 minute. It was too much for me. I didn't feel tired. This was very strange. I didn't feel tired, but when I stand up, my heart rate is like 74. When I lie down, the resting heart rate is high. Now I'm getting much better. It goes down. So with the end of this week, which should be Saturday in my plan, I should get back to, let's say, 47 resting heart rate and about 66, 67 up to 70 HRV. That should be better. So this is the group. This is the group. We are just going to finish lap number 1. There were 2 laps by 16.5 kilometers. You will see that in the full video after this one. Full race is there because there was all the time something happening, so it's interesting to watch also on the Turbo Trainer if you're training on the Indoor Trainer. And now we are in the second or third group, about 45 seconds behind the leaders. And now some guys say, hey, we have to cooperate, so change, guys, change. I see that nobody really takes any pulls, so I just take my pull, and as you will see, we have to speed it up. I'm taking long pulls, having 6-7 guys on my wheel behind me. You see the 7 on my frame. This is the 650B wheels. This is my wobbles. You'll see the bike very soon on the cross-country race 22nd of March. It will be priority B for me. But anyway, I'm taking long pulls because nobody wants to change. Then I kind of go to the side and like, this is the signal for others. Yes, you can now take the pull, but even if I slow down a little bit, they slow down as well. So no work. This guy here, he wanted everybody to work, but the problem with him was that when he takes the pull, he's accelerating. So don't do that. If you want to cooperate, now he goes to the side and he's slowing down a little bit. You take off just like a couple of watts going to the end, and then you have to accelerate just a little bit to get to the wheel of the last rider, and that's what we do. Now I'm on the side waiting for others to take pulls. Nobody's taking the pulls. And why did I say there was no tactics here for those guys? Well, I'm not racing here, so I don't care. But we have 3 guys 20 seconds ahead of us. We are 7, 6, 7, maybe 8 guys. We could crush them if we simply work like every one of us would take 10 seconds pull, not accelerating like this guy now. He's accelerating, so I just cannot sit on his wheel now, and I decided not to sit on his wheel. So I'm just keeping my wattage like 250 to 60, something like that, because the one who wanted to cooperate didn't know how to do it, and the rest didn't want to cooperate. So I'm taking I'm not taking a pull, I'm just riding my pace. And people mostly sit on my wheel. If they take a pull, it's super short, and then I just work for myself. But yes, interesting data for me. I think I was riding for 1 hour and 6 minutes, just below my FTP, which shows that FTP might be quite true for me, like 1 hour power, quite true for me. How much tired I was, really I don't know, because in the muscles I didn't really feel it. But the HRV, heart rate, resting heart rate, was showing me that I was really tired. It was lots about the stress, but of course 6 weeks block with long miles and 1 interval session a week was a lot. So now I have to rest, and I will have now 3 weeks to the next race, and the next race will be cross-country race. So when I don't do well there, I will tell you, okay, my training is wrong. What I do is wrong, or I'm not healthy, or something is wrong with me here. I have no problems with finishing 33rd out of, I think for the men we were 137, something like that. So one of the goals, the last goal for this race for me, was to take a long interval at the end of the race, like 1/4, 1/5 of the race. And I do. So the guys were telling me, hey Danny, you just started sprinting too fast, too quick. I'm not sprinting. This is not a long attack, this is not a long finish. I just wanted to see whether at the end of the race I'm still able to go over those 300 watts and take a long pull. And I did. So I was happy with that. I kind of felt well, but just couldn't push for a long time. over 300 watts. So we'll see what happens in the XC race, where I'm feeling at home in 3 weeks. But this was it. Now all the guys will now attack me, attack each other. All those who were not working at all for the hour, and it's okay, because if this was their tactics, that's fine with me. I'm not gonna spoil the finish, because I'm gonna do a sprint finish in like 30 seconds. You will see that in the whole episode. Thanks for watching. See ya in 3 weeks in the race.